One day I was standing in my darkroom, looked around on my equipment, and it's again a little bit of mess. And I thought, all of these tools, they from 80s, they semi-fixed, oversized, they not fit in a modern apartment. It's really hard to get them and even more harder to fix them. And I thought, it cannot be only way how the things done in 2025. And once again, every creator, I think in 2025, have this kind of a feeling that you're saving some kind of a sinking ship of analog photography in 2025. And I thought I kind of have a path and I kind of have a mission already to bring a lot of stuff in a darkroom from the modern way. So I was invited a few days ago on the conference which called Fab25. It's quite great conference. And my initial idea as a blogger was there to participate and enjoy different knowledge from the different fields. But actually, I end up with a completely different mission from that conference. And this is what this video is all about. I started with a cake, sit in a train, and after a few hours I was already in Brno. I landed on a conference, take my press pass, and from that I start to work with a small amount of cakes. And it's a lot of workshops on this conference, and one of the great workshops is actually create your own stuff. And with the help of the Prusa research, what we will do now, we will create my product on the Prusa printers here in the presentation area. And why I want to start with the 3D printers? Just because I daily use them, and I actually use them to create my products, and you probably already know from my coffee website I have several of them. And the Prusa printers is one of the leaders on the market. They're easy to use and you can actually find them in a local workshop or a FabLabs in your country. With the help of the Prusa research, in 20 minutes I printed my film holder, and you can find this film holder on my coffee web shop, and in principle you just need to slice it and print it on any type of 3D printer. In my case it was a Prusa research, but you can use any type of printer locally. What it means? It means you save with the shipping. It means you actually can produce infinite amount of these holders. You can break them, you can replace them. They cost almost nothing. They just cost a little bit of time on a 3D printer. So if you have a local FabLab community, or if you have a printer at home, you can repeat this process and basically have this amazing product on hand. And when I visit finally the Prusa factory itself and have an excursion on the facility with the Prusa himself, I actually was convinced that this technology can save our darkroom and can fix a lot of stuff in our industry. You can ask why, but the simple answer is quite obvious. It's technology that is already there, it's developed, and it's fully compatible with the things which we need to repair. Main realization after this conference is that actually we need to bring a lot of stuff in our darkroom. We're losing infrastructure, we have only labs, we have only massive development machines, we don't have anything which is basically roll-to-roll, wet-to-dry machines which you can use at home. You have few machines like Filmamat, which is crazy expensive, it's also use a lot of water, a lot of chemicals. You cannot put from one side your roll of film and get the developed and scanned film on opposite side. But at the same time, this machine doesn't give you any advantages of the art process. The process where you can select and choose different things, what you can change and bring your artistic value to the picture. So this is a downside. So what I already started to do, I started to bring my engineering knowledge in a darkroom, and I'm trying to create few simple products to see if the market is there. And what I'm seeing at the moment that the people start to buying the things, and at the moment they're not in a scale, they a little bit expensive for what they are, but in reality this is kind of a more support from the community to my side. And what I want to bring at the moment from this conference as a main knowledge, if you want to create, for example, development machine for the film, or if you want to create development machine for the paper, or the automatic cutter for the paper, or dryer for the film, or any different types of technologies which is already kind of on the market in the different fields, we need to stack up our knowledge and start to do open source and DIY development of the tools. So basically, if you design the things that they should be repairable, they should be fixable, you actually can modify the software of the tool. All of these things bring a lot of community on board. It brings a lot of people which can help you to develop your own product for the developers, for the printers, for the film photographers, for the users, for the labs, and so on and so on and so on. And I think this kind of open-minded theory about the darkroom printing and analog photography and analog printing, this is what we're missing to actually make the impact or our industry, to actually shift a little bit our perspective, how we're doing things, how we sell things, how we adopt new technology in our craft makers world. And now I also realized that change doesn't happen by itself. And we have a lot of companies on the market, from the camera store to CineSteel and a lot of different companies which is trying to put the products on the market. But if you think about it deeply enough, all of these products, they have a modern vibe which just doesn't fit the retro technology vibe and the community itself. It's created as a product which should be broken, they should be upgraded, which should be basically not repairable. And I have a lot of examples of that. So I have scanning solutions from different companies, the enlarger from some companies. I also have the water bath and things like that. And if they break, they're not repairable. You cannot fix them, you cannot replace the parts. You basically need to buy the new one. And most of the time they disappear from the market, so they're not repairable. And this is what I don't like about this type of technology. So I want to bring from this conference open-minded, open source ideas and put them basically publicly to make this thing happen. And I'm just thinking at the moment a little bit around the business model, how I want to be involved and get money from that to develop the thing and make it my full-time work. And the main idea is actually to make the open source machines, devices, tools and things like that, and at the same time manufacture them, to sell them, because I know most of you doesn't really want to print them. This is why I have orders, printed orders, assembled orders, and I know that you can implement a lot of features from your side only based on your responses as a client or as a person who actually print in a darkroom. And this mixture of the creators, people who can build, people who can print, and creating the tools in such a way in a close community is quite important, and this is a thing what we're actually missing at the moment on the market. And as always, I want to end up this video on a quite positive note. It was an excellent conference. I'm really gladful that I was invited on this conference. And at the same time, I'm really helpful for the all sponsors from this conference and organizers, that they show that our community of the people who actually build stuff, it's quite vibrant. It's just so nice to have open-minded people from the different labs, from the different fabrications, from the different crafts, for all around the world. And probably next time on a conference, if I will get to the Boston, I will actually make some workshops there. And I want to end up the video with a giveaway. This test printer was printed on a Prusa Research printers with 4 of them in the same time and using special Prusa filament. So I want to give this up to the person who actually subscribed to my channel, put a like on this video and put a comment below, and I will randomly select the person who done that, and put in a comment, please, why you care about the new tools and fabrication in the darkroom, and why you actually care about the things still going on for the film and for the darkroom printing. That's it for today. I hope you really like this video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.